accountant who has like a good job and is not into any of this craziness and just has a good living, and you're just gonna fall madly passionate unless you really fucking hate yourself and you secretly need to be treated like shit to fulfill what you actually think about yourself. But I think that if you've worked your shit out, you're gonna meet a great guy. You're gonna have tons of money. You're gonna have a great fucking life, dude. You're in like, what is she, 39, 37, 40? Like you got long years left, girl.
Long, fabulous years. Yes, I believe she's still in love. I thought this episode was epic. I mean, to start out at a water tasting, at a high-end water tasting, and at first, when they go, oh, there's this water sommelier, I thought, oh, this is so dumb. Here we are. Here we're at
Yeah,
the
you texted me during
40-year-old
it and said, "Is this
Dubai.
actually an
I know.
episode about water?" And I wasn't watching it. I was like, "What the fuck is she talking about?"
You know, but I have to say that was the most compelling water tasting. And now I'm curious if, in fact, different waters taste like different things. And of course, Katie Maloney says absolutely not. But it was so great. And they opened $1,000 of bubbly water, the only one in the world, which please, I feel like was so made up. They go, okay, well, you can't say this is just a $20 bottle of, sparkling water. So let's say it's 1,000. It's the only one in the United States. He pops it. It was so good. And then we go to Schwartz and Katie. I mean, why this show is good. I am attracted now to, and I feel like this is what is now missing in the Beverly Hills or any of the housewife franchises. Their relationships are actually complex and complicated, and these individuals are old friends and old lovers. And Katie and Schwartz, there's still something there. There's still this flirtatiousness and silliness, and he makes her seem like she's 16 again. And she's in this bizarre lesbian / night dress that has a bikini on it with this very butch, jean vest.
When they're talking and they're like, he's like, "This is cool," and she's like, "That's shit. This is cool," and he's like, "What?"
And he's like, well, I kind of thought it was funny that you like banged my best friend and, you can have at it. And then she gets mad at him. I mean, it's so good and it's deep, and it's none of these housewife franchises. It's just so superficial, and you can tell that they're really now not friends. Years ago, when we were at Coda and
Well,
Vicky
we
and
were right. Oh, the house. Oh, yeah,
they
Housewives.
were that was complex friendships and divorces and true. But now we've gotten so far away from that with Potomac. We know Nick is not friends. We know Candace wasn't friends with any of
Well,
the
Kyle and Dorit. Kyle just did an interview where she said,
yeah,
I'm
it's
shocked. I'm shocked. She's like, I'm hurt. And she's like, I have never brought something off the show onto the show. And she's like, I just don't know. Like a real friend wouldn't do this to me. And it's like, ding, ding, ding. Dorit Kemsley. We have Catherine Edwards on Behind the Velvet Ropes who says over and over every time she's here, none of these people are real friends. Kyle and Teddy are real friends. That's
yeah.
about it as far as I can see. Yeah, Garcelle and Sutton's great. They've developed a real friendship, sure. But Dorita's not your real friend. Yeah, it's all, yeah. Listen, Jax Taylor said for years and years and years, this is why we're number one. He's like, this is a real group.
Yeah.
Not for nothing. That is also why, to an extent, like Southern Charm, like Craig and Shep. And I mean,
Yeah.
there is history. And I mean, not for nothing, Summer House. I mean, Kyle and Danielle and Carl and Liz, they all do hang out when they're not filming. I mean, less so. But yeah, this group is real history. It's real. These people have known each other for over a fucking decade.
Yeah. I thought it was so phenomenal last night, the complexities of their relationships. And,
Finally, welcome to the van. This is
it's
what you've been
so
missing for
good.
like 10 seasons. This is it. I mean, you've watched for a few years now, but like, this is how it was in the beginning. This is how it was. And then it's just, yeah, I mean, look, Tom and Katie, I think are over, but
They are, but they still have this just like affection for this love-hate affection for each other. And, she's
and Tom's happy. He's happy. He's like,
happy.
great. I hope the dick was good because like you're flawed. You are a fucking flawed adulterer, cheater, hypocrite, just like the rest of us. And this is the best day of my life. The guy is
Yeah, yeah,
happy. He's happy.
he's happy. I mean, and like I said, I really like Brock and Sheena's relationship. We find out last night Brock is he had, he did some real estate, I guess, properties or whatever that were then, was it real estate or was it restaurants that were sold? He's been sort of living off that
Gyms, I
money.
thought.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Gyms. And they had to sell during COVID, which I'm sure was very rough for the gym industry. And Sheena's been the breadwinner, and he's sort of been this stay-at-home dad. See, I want to know more about that. That's very reflective of my relationship with like my husband, right? I'm becoming the breadwinner. My husband's thinking about staying home. That's a very modern dynamic. And how does it feel? And my husband watches now Vanderpump, and he feels like he could become friends with Tom Sandoval. I'm not sure if that's a good thing, but
Probably not, but
no, but he feels
talked.
bad for Tom Sandoval, and he
Yeah.
thinks Tom is just so out of reality because he's been on reality for so long and he feels like he and Tom could talk about pop culture and reality television. And I don't think, do you think Sandoval follows sports? My husband's like a huge sports guy.
Maybe not as much as your husband, but he probably could talk about sports more than me,
Oh,
possibly. Um,
oh
just
my God, my husband
saying.
loves sports. Anyway, so it's just so good. I just, James Kennedy is the least interesting to me, although I love the house. I love Allie. Allie,
Airplanes flying over.
Allie, the star of this whole thing as well. I want her to become just a full-time astrologer. So I thought it was so great and complex last night. And, is
You get
Sandoval
it.
a near dog murderer of locking, or is Lala right? Ariana sort of lives like a pig here, where she's leaving chicken satay by her bedside on sticks, and dogs are dumb. And
I mean,
so
listen, you watch all the episodes before the reunion. Like they send you all of them before you film the reunion. So I could see why Ariana would not be so thrilled with some of Lala's comments. And apparently they had a huge smackdown. I'm telling you, it's Ariana and Katie versus everyone next season. That is the show. If Ariana even stays, I think she'll stay, but I don't know how much longer she'll stay. That's how I think the show is good. I think that's going to be the season.
do not do the Luann, do the Luann. Stay
Do
on
it
that show.
both. Do it both.
Your relevancy, I know you say this, that there's some people who have left the franchise that have gone on, but really only Bethenny. And
It's hard.
it's never been as big of a success. I would ride that show out until the last day. I know last year we gave her the advice, like, go host a talk show, but it's never going to work.
Look, I mean,
Never going to work.
Elizabeth
Love Island's been
Hasselbeck from
great.
Survivor is a very rare circumstance. You're on Survivor for one season and then you're on The View forever. And she's off The View and she's gone on to other things. Yeah, it's hard. Like you really have to. Mindy Kahn from Facts of Life. She came on my podcast recently. I wanted to talk mostly about Facts of Life. We talked about Palm Royale. If I had Mindy back again, all I would do is talk about Palm Royale. She's been trying for 40 years to like have this, you want something outside of the original thing. It's
Years.
really hard. But when it happens, it's like,